Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to not get screwed on the group tab. Now, when I was young and starting out, money was tight. On the weekends, I'd get together with a group of friends. We'd meet up for dinner, then head out to a bar or a club. All too often, the check would come and someone would announce, "Hey, let's just split this 5 ways," for example. Often this proposal was far from equitable, as some people ordered considerably more food or drink than the rest of the table. Some people might have just gotten an appetizer, while others were ordering a 4-course meal. Some people were ordering $3 draft beer specials, and others were ordering $20 mixed drinks. When I'd call this out, they would claim, well, in the long run, it all evens out. However, I noticed that time and again, the same people were racking up the lion's share of the bill, and then expecting everyone else at the table to pay for their gluttony. When I'd push back on it, I'd be met with manipulative shaming tactics like pointing out the fact that I had a good job, a comfortable financial position, and some people were even bold enough to outright call me a cheapskate. These takers count on the fact that most people won't call them out for fear of appearing cheap or less financially capable. Most people just want to go along to get along, especially in a group situation. Even if they don't think something is fair, they're going to go along with it and then complain about it later. That said, let me be very clear. Yes, it was about the money, but it was also a matter of principle. Why should I live within my budget and then get stuck paying for someone who's unwilling to live within theirs? I really felt like these people were knowingly taking advantage. I find this kind of behavior to be dishonest, and it makes me question someone's character. I just don't trust people who do stuff like this. Now notice, these people who offer to split the tab evenly when it favors them to do so, when the shoe's on the other foot, they're the ones that will object. They're the ones that are going to point out that they shouldn't be paying for other people. If they were getting the short end of the stick, they're either going to pay under protest or they're only going to pay for their part and then they're going to walk away. I've seen this scenario play out way too often, especially when it's a large group. And the bigger and less connected the group, the higher the probability that somebody is going to get screwed on the bill. Maybe a group tab is fine when it's with close, trusted friends and family, but the looser the connections, the greater the chance somebody is going to try to take advantage. I walk into a restaurant and I see a table at 12 and I think, wow, this is just a problem waiting to happen. People ordering bottles of wine and shrimp cocktails for themselves while claiming it's for the table to share. Consuming multiple drinks and then declaring, oh, I only had 2. And when the bill comes, that's when the arguments ensue. And that really spoils the evening. I go out to have a nice time. I don't go out to get into it with other people or have arguments or disagreements on splitting the bill. In situations like this, I will refuse to order anything or sample any food or drink from the group table. I'll go to the bar and I'll get my own drink, or I will discreetly ask the waitstaff for my own tab. I want to make sure that everyone at the table knows that I have no part in their tab on any level. And more often than not, the last person who gets up from the table or the person who organized the outing, that's the person who winds up getting screwed and has to make up the shortfall. I even saw one incident where a girl asked my friend if he wanted to have the other half of her sandwich because she was full and couldn't finish it. Then when the bill came, she tried to get him to pay for the half sandwich that she had given him. The half sandwich that she said she didn't want because she was full. As if they ordered it together with the idea of splitting it. Anyway, I knew I had to come up with some sort of a system, some way to cover my tab without getting wrapped up into this group dynamic and saddled with someone else's bill. A way to quickly and without argument take care of my portion and only my portion. Sometimes it's just not feasible to get your own tab. Perhaps the place is really crowded and it'd be too confusing for wait staff. Or maybe you show up late and it's easier for everyone concerned. Even with our best efforts to dodge the dreaded group tab, sometimes it happens. So what do? Well, it's not really reasonable to hand the wait staff 6 different credit cards or debit cards, each with their own instructions. Oh, put $75 on my card and then $60 on Tom's card and $25 on Alex's card. It's probably asking way too much, and it's going to get screwed up. So when I go out with a group of people and it's not possible to have my own tab, I always make sure that I have cash, and I make sure that I have exact change for my bill. I always make sure that I have 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s. And when the bill comes, I tally up my meal, I add 10% for sales tax, and then I add a full 20% tip on top of the tax. I put the change on the table, and that's it. I will usually round up to the next dollar or the next couple of dollars just to eliminate any possibility of an argument. I place my money on the table for all to see. I excuse myself and exit stage left. If there's going to be an argument or a dispute, it's not going to involve me. They can argue amongst themselves and figure it out. So I hope you got something out of that lesson. And again, if you did, please take a moment to click the like and subscribe. New content drops every Wednesday at 3 p.m. And until next time, thank you for joining me.